You're listening to Anime Danime, and this is WeeaBoots. Hello and welcome to WeeaBoots, the anime review podcast from GigaBoots.com. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and with me is Bob.
Hey guys.
From GigaBoots, and Hail Zeon.
I'm dead on the inside.
From Hail Zeon. So you review Dragon Ball Super, huh?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you just said.
Hey, I saw a Dragon Ball Super manga review go up.
That's a manga.
What? God damn it, Zeon.
I'm sorry. I'm a shill. I need some money. These fucking animals will consume anything I put on the internet that says Dragon Ball Super.
It just keeps...
And know what's great? I can say that in this podcast, and none of them are fucking watching it.
You fucking just dump bodies into your reviews, and they eat it, ridding you of the evidence.
Right?
That's pretty awful, Zeon. But,
I'm pretty awful.
We're here to review Blame. It's an anime movie on Netflix.
A Netflix original.
Yes.
Netflix original. I don't think I've ever heard them say that in anything.
Yeah, they always had the text.
They have the text.
Mm-hmm.
So if they did say it, how would it sound?
It'd be the David Hayter and do the EA Sports thing, but with that.
Netflix. Wait, 1 second. It'd be like Netflix original. Yeah, like Solid Snake, right? That's how that sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He was like, EA Sports? It's in the game?
So
Stop questioning things for just 1 second, Hayter.
Questioning things.
So Blame.
Yeah, It's a movie. It's all CG.
It's
Yes.
all CG.
All CG all the time.
It is an anime, and Bob, tell us about it.
The director is Hiroyuki Seishida.
Did you say that right at all?
Seshida, but
Seshida.
yeah, it was like 99% there. Yes.
Okay.
He's previously did Knights of Sedona, which is awesome.
Sidonia,
Sidonia.
Knights of Sidonia. It's a fucking. In any case,
I thought it was Sidonia.
no, it's Sidonia. It's fucking based off of the song.
The song?
Yes, the music video was metal as fuck.
I
So
never
then
heard
somebody
of it.
someday went, we're gonna rip that off and make an anime.
Oh.
Literally, it's called Knights of Sidonia. Whatever. In any case, point is, Battle for Planet 9.
Yeah.
Did I miss 8 planets, or are they just like, we'll imply 8 planets?
Yeah.
Was it
did you
Planet
watch that?
9?
No, I didn't. That's
Well-
another Netflix original.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's a
And
series.
that was also all CG, wasn't it?
No, that had, I believe that
Wait,
that has animation for characters and CG for almost everything else.
Okay.
I
So
could have
it's-
sworn I had CGI characters
maybe
as well.
it did.
Because I've only seen screen caps, so I could be horribly wrong, but I could have sworn those characters looked all CGI.
Yeah, maybe it was another all CGI.
And I'm pretty sure, like, this guy also did Ajin, which I think Ajin is also all CG. So does this guy just do
Yeah,
shitty
yeah.
CGI
I think that he
anime?
works for this company.
That also does just all CGI.
All CGI. Polygon Pictures is the name of the company.
Oh, weird. They do all CGI.
Right, I know.
huh?
It was a surprise. They're also working on the new Godzilla thing. The new
Oh,
Godzilla
yeah.
anime that comes out sometime this year.
See,
There's
that
a
I'm
Godzilla.
actually interested in because that's written by Gen the Butcher, who does the Fate, like Fate Zero. He did Madoka.
Oh,
So
that's neat.
yeah,
I'm very unknowledgeable on this. There's a Godzilla anime movie.
Yes.
Yes.
They announced it last year, I guess.
Huh.
yeah. Sometime
Yeah.
last year, and it's actually just called Godzilla. It's not Gojira, like in whatever, like katakana or kanji, whatever the hell it's
Yeah.
written in. I think it's katakana, right?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyhow, but yeah, it's not written like that. It's actually written like in English as Godzilla.
Yeah. And then here it says Kaiju Wakse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what
And then
Wakse
I forgot what
is.
the hell that. I think it's Kaiju World.
I see.
I
thought that was
sense.
Warudo.
Yeah. Come on.
No.
they also-
Warudo is that Mario fat evil guy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Warudo's World.
I thought that was.
Warudo's Woods.
Woods.
Yeah.
I thought that was Naruto's son.
No, that's Taguro.
No,
They
I
also
thought
did-
they were the Super Taguro brothers.
They also did the animation for Transformers Prime, the U.S. television show.
Oh, wow.
Right?
So,
Right?
okay.
Yeah,
but this is a Japanese company,
Yes,
right?
this is a
Yes.
Japanese company.
But, okay, I guess they just outsourced that animation then.
And
I guess.
the original creators, Tsutomu Nihei, who also wrote
Knights of Sidonia, the fucking manga.
So I
Weird.
don't know how old that is, because this guy's been at it for a while.
Yeah, 'cause-
He also did Noise and Abara.
Abara.
yeah.
Abara, yeah. And so, yeah, Blame is from the late 90s. We found out while watching this. We looked that up, and it was from 98 is the original manga.
98 to 03, right?
Yes, was the
Okay.
manga publication.
Man, that's just okay.
Yeah, so around like the same time frame, I would say close to like FMA or whatever.
98.
Well, no. FMA was like closer to the
Super early aughts, like 02.
probably earlier than that because the anime, the original anime came out in 03.
Right. Okay. Well. Okay. In any case, so let's talk about Blame.
Sure.
Do we have to?
Yep.
Fuck.
It's happening. That's
It
what's
is.
happening.
Yeah. We can't get off this roller coaster.
So it's dubbed on Netflix because they do that.
Yeah.
So we watched it dubbed.
We did.
I'm gonna give fair notice up front. This is the only time this has ever happened in WeeaBoots history. This week has been insane for me, so I kind of fell asleep in the middle of it because I've had 4 hours of sleep across the last 2 days.
It sounds like you fell asleep near the end.
Yeah, I fell asleep during the climactic battle thing.
Right.
Yeah, like the most high octane part, the part where you'd think any person would be the most engrossed in it.
But
and
that's
just-
like me, right?
Right.
Like
I
I
feel
get
like-
bored as shit during giant battles.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
feel
mean-
like the battles in this are like just awful. Like they are not engaging.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for falling asleep. I mean, shit. I mean, I've done the same. Like, what was it? Shit, I fall asleep during like the climax of friggin' like the G.I. Joe movie.
Right.
But
And
then again,
I
that was
would
also
put that
shitty.
on the same scale.
Yeah, it's kind of the same scale of just this is like there's a really shittily put together action sequence.
Yep. Some CGI studio out there is doing the equivalent of playing with action figures shittily.
Yeah.
I would say this is up there, but this doesn't really pride itself on its action, I would say, because I would say there are 3 action sequences in the whole thing,
Yeah,
and
no,
it's an
no,
hour
no,
and
no.
40 minutes long.
This movie prides itself on long shots of people walking slowly and having really dry exposition ad nauseum. Yeah, it just
Yes,
goes
but they aren't. It's not like Ghost in the Shell. They're not waxing philosophical.
No.
Yeah,
no,
Right.
it's just
they're
pure
just
exposition.
talking about the universe.
Yeah.
Using the terms of the universe, and you're supposed to you're supposed to deduce from everything they're saying what it means to be a human in this timeline, what it means, like what a safeguard is, what all these other things are, because it's a post-APOC universe wherein it's obvious that
It's almost like it's post several apocalypses or
Yeah.
something.
yeah,
It's
well,
kind
it's a
of-
few thousand years
Right.
post-APOC.
Right.
I don't know if there's a word for that.
Right.
It's not post. I wouldn't. In any case, it's a post-MAGA.
And
America was made great again, and then this happened. But yeah, where robot uprising and now humans are being exterminated and have been for thousands of
and
years.
apparently the world has been turned into some giant mega structure, basically.
Seems like it, yeah.
Like the machines took over and just kept expanding the cities endlessly.
Which is weird.
Which is-
why would they do that?
Because
what is the purpose of that?
That's all they're built to do, I guess.
Oh, that and kill humans.
Well, yeah.
Kill all
Evidently.
humans.
Yeah.
So, okay. I like how this movie
Yeah.
both gives us an opening narration that sets you up for this universe, and then somehow yet still leads into a cold open.
The intro of this is bad. I would say it's one of the worst parts because you're introduced to 7 characters at the same time.
Who are all wearing identical outfits with helmets, so you can't actually differentiate any of
And
them.
occasionally it does cut inside of them, like inside the helmet, so you can see their faces, but it does it in such a jarring way, you're not even sure which one it just cut inside.
Right. Yeah.
So, like,
it's like 15 minutes straight of that.
and they don't have any unique weapons or marks.
there's nothing about them.
and
They have their
don't
voices.
animate different from each other at all. There's no expression in their animations.
Yeah, every character has like the
So-
same slow walking pace, and
It's almost like that was 3/4 the movie. But yeah,
almost nothing it was.
So this sequence, we're about to spoil the shit out of the first 18 minutes or whatever, 14 minutes.
Yeah.
It kills like 3 of those people and introduces Anime Cool Dude, which
Yeah.
Anime Cool Dude is apparently from the manga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
he
assume
seems
all
like-
this eventually happened in the manga. I
Maybe.
read the first few chapters, and it was all just about Anime Cool Dude. Killy,
Killy.
Killy. But yeah, him just wandering around this mega complex with having no idea what was, or giving the viewer almost no information from what I read.
That's okay. That's okay because this series gives the viewer 0 information in general.
Yeah, but the weird thing is that literally every villager in this 150-person strong village seems to just be the audience surrogate. Even though they're very used to the circumstances they live in, they constantly ask questions like, and ignore weird, super obvious things. It's weird. The writing is weird.
It's
Right.
very just okay. This reeks of like every bad like manga to film adaptation that I've seen.
Yeah.
Where it's just you know you make it super like boilerplate, like gritty, and everyone's kind of stoic. Nobody really has a defined personality or traits to them, and it's just exposition after
What are you
exposition
talking about?
after-
Plenty of characters had defined traits. One was a girl.
One was a girl.
Another was another girl.
Hey guys,
That one was
2 girls.
blonde. And then one had like kind of brownish hair.
Yeah, I
And-
vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the guy who was voiced by John Young Bosch, or at least sounded like he was John Young Bosch. I'm not sure.
That was only one scene, so he doesn't count. He's not a real character.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's like other guy who isn't cool. Like it's weird because you have like guy who feels like he's like anime protagonist guy, but he's not actually anime protagonist guy. That is stoic badass guy.
Stoic badass guy is totally.
I'm trying to figure out
anime
who
cool
other
dude.
guy even is.
Yeah, they introduced them
there's
all
old
at the same.
man, and he's the only other, like, him and the girl are the only villagers that seem to have
Well,
much
no.
character.
There's
Yeah.
a guy who shows up. Like, I mean, he's kind of there, but like he starts playing a slightly larger role in the second half of the movie. He shows up. He's the younger guy. He gets really upset when he finds
Okay,
out
yeah,
what's
yeah,
her name
that.
is
Yeah.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know,
You can tell
Right.
this movie left a huge impact on us, and we are just
Oh,
riveted
yeah,
from
it's
beginning
just-
to end.
it's just because he's sad and gets more screen time doesn't make him protagonist material.
Yeah, I feel
This
like
whole
he's like all the villagers,
Yeah.
just useless,
And-
and just literally doesn't need to be in this.
And the amazing thing about this, I feel like this is the only piece of media I could ever point at and be like, this is what happens when your entire main cast isn't actually written to be the main character.
Yeah.
Like because none of them seem like
They're cannon fodder. They are
Yeah.
all cannon fodder.
It's
and we're
just-
supposed to
it's just-
sympathize with them because you know they're the oppressed human.
it's a bunch of trope people
Yeah.
here to fill out roles.
They're not even tropes. They don't even have like, because like a trope would be like, that's the black guy. He says "yo dog" a lot, and you can at least identify him as that. We didn't even have that. We didn't have like the smart character.
I mean,
or
we
like
we
frilly
had the
girl
old
character.
man that was
Yeah,
that
we
was
had like
learned.
the
So
old we had like the old guy. We had the girl who was kind of given more screen time than the rest, and then stoic badass guy.
Yeah.
And there's like your cast of characters, and then everyone else.
and then we have scientists, like
Yeah, I mean that person was another legitimate character.
right, like
Like the
her
scientist and Captain, what was it, Captain Curbstop are like
Yeah.
the only real characters in this,
Yeah,
which is weird because they have the least lines, probably.
and
I
probably
feel like
the least
scientists
characters.
probably gets
Just
got there in
barely
line.
edges out some of the villagers.
Right, just barely, because the villagers do not shut up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yet
Yeah.
they kind of talk in a circle at some points,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are super uninteresting. Like there's
and it's just weird
I
because
find it, like I actually kind of enjoyed like the weird stuff Killy was doing.
yes,
Like he just seems to know way more than he should about this universe and has lived for so long that no one knows.
right.
Okay.
I mean, there's
Yeah, he's just
really good moments written around him. For example, like he wakes up the scientist, which is a decrepit head he found under rubble by smashing it into a wall. And when it wakes up, it's like, oh, that gun. That's a really nice gun. Where'd you get that? And he's like, this thing? I don't know. Or he goes, I don't know about this gun. It's just
Right?
I feel like we've kind of jumped the gun a little bit with the description. Okay, because we never really got into.
Well, we got into it was post-apoc.
Yeah, it's post-apoc.
Humans were slaughtered by robots. They're now
because they talk about like the contagion.
Yeah, I don't think the mechanics are. Because we described the genre
force for the
yeah. So
for
still,
Killy is to looking for this antidote like thing.
What's the antidote like thing called?
I can't remember because it's like 3 words.
It's the net something. Dan, please tell me. I know you remember.
What it was. I thought it was N-terminal gene, but it may have been net terminal.
Yeah, net terminal.
Net
Yes.
terminal gene.
Yeah, the net terminal gene. There we go.
Yeah.
And okay, so Kiri shows up, like you know, our cast of like, you know, people are getting slaughtered by the exterminator robots from the Safeguard, and that's when Kiri shows up, all badass and mysterious, and he continues to be badass and mysterious the entire goddamn movie. They never really expand on who he is or what he does or his whole backstory or like why he's clearly a goddamn cyborg man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they even bring up like they're worried that he could be like a Safeguard that is disguised as a human, and like he crosses like this little light bar thing on their bridge. Like, oh nope, he's human. Okay. But then it's like, it's very clear to the viewers because they keep showing like his point of view vision. It's all like, you know,
Terminator.
Yeah, it's all Terminator-y.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this guy's clearly like a Robo-Man, but then they don't actually follow up on that.
And I agree with you, Bob. Like I really liked Killy and the weird stuff they wrote around him and the moments with him. And what the ideal for this movie would have been is that if they did something kind of like the old school, because I haven't watched the new season, of Samurai Jack, where it's just relatively quiet, not much dialogue, and just mostly silent protagonist guy deals with things and travels through exotic lands.
Like that's what I saw in the manga. That's why I was kind of excited to see this anime version, and I'm kind of upset.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
I feel like there's so much with him that's just like, man, this is really neat. You're just walking around this bizarro stuff happening all over the place.
I mean, I don't mind the universe.
And like an hour and a half of almost no dialogue would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been really fucking badass and bold. Netflix should have been like, what's with all this talking?
Yeah, that would mean this film had artistic merits. And I don't really think it has those.
I don't know. Finding a decrepit scientist head and being like, how do I... And then you just smashed it into a fucking wall without a moment's notice, and it works. Like,
it's kind of weird that like nobody really acknowledges the fact that this guy is like a fucking Robo-Man.
At one point, they throw a small brick in water, and it makes a giant block of food.
Yeah,
and everyone eats it without a second thought, even though
there's so much.
They all clearly did not understand what it was before they did that.
Yeah,
and they don't question that. They don't remark on it. They don't ask him where he got it until later.
Yeah, it's
just
a huge
so
leap
weird
of logic. That's like, what?
And they immediately go like, oh, like yo, this is food. Oh, this will give us so much energy and it's so nutritious. It's like,
how the fuck do you know that
this looks like a giant tub of Twinkie? You're gonna tell me that shit's fucking nutritious?
It looks like pieces of an old chair that Agro owned that came out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of look like the foam interior.
They are just like eating these clumps of what look like foam. Yes.
Yeah. It's maybe not the healthiest thing. But
I mean, I guess it's better than like the
them.
bugs that they've been eating for like the last 5 years.
Maybe it just smells so good. They know.
They just know.
They just know.
And they clearly know it's nutritious and will give them lots of energy. God damn it, the fucking dialogue in this movie is shit.
I would honestly score the soundtrack above the dialogue. So if we're gonna talk about best part, worst part, I think I kind of already said it. Best part, Killy, and all the shit with him and the scientist. Worst part, villagers talking, because at a certain point in the movie they just stop saying new interesting things, and they stop talking about the universe and just recess into really shitty arcs.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man, our village needs food, and that's all we're gonna talk about. and then we're gonna talk about how sad we are that this equipment's lost, and then we're gonna have drama, and then we're gonna have people who react to drama, and then we're gonna have people who try to get people to
deal with drama and keep living.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things don't really it's like they'll bring up like, oh no, this happened, but it never really has like any kind of long-term consequence in the movie.
You mean like the equipment thing?
Yeah, like the equipment thing. Or
they're a tiny village talking about long-term survival, so them losing a helmet sucks.
Right. Which I like how even like their fucking helmets has like its own special name.
That is honestly the worst bit of writing.
Oh yeah,
helmetals.
Yeah, yes. Helmetals. It's like, why are you calling it? Why don't you just call it a fucking helmet? Why can't you just call?
Jay, they have lost the word helmet to the ravages of time.
Yeah,
it's just too far.
It was buried.
Yeah, I just.
Along with the ability to effectively communicate ideas. It's almost
dumb.
like an hour and 42 minutes of people walking around being TCP IP protocols. I am about to send a sentence. Please send a sentence.
Yeah,
I will be sad. Are you going to be sad? I will be sad.
I'm preparing for you to be sad. I'm preparing for me to be sad. Are you ready for me to be sad? I am ready for you to be sad. Go ahead and be sad. I am sad.
Yeah, like for the first 15 minutes, I wasn't sure that Bob hadn't tricked us into watching some sort of secret underground sequel to Spirits Within. Because that's what the fucking beginning of this movie felt like. It was a bunch of people that we couldn't see the faces of in these full fucking helmets with zero personality, expositing to one another.
I don't know what he's talking about. Alec Baldwin is an excellent character in The Spirits Within.
No, there aren't any excellent characters in Spirits Within. Wrong.
Wasn't Buscemi in it?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, Buscemi was great. Because at least
Buscemi.
Yeah.
He was Buscemi.
Yeah,
he's a character.
Maybe if we at least had like a good character actor to at least inject some kind of personality into these fucking bland ass, boring fucking characters.
These characters are like designed not to have personality. It'd be disingenuous to have someone try and add that shit.
I mean, there aren't even that many colors in this. It's almost entirely gray.
Yeah.
Most of the film.
Uh-huh.
It's got to emulate that manga style. He only had black and the color of the page.
Oh, that's a good point.
It was very artistic. I think it was a very bold, artistic take for this film.
I did like a lot of the backgrounds. Like I think some of them came out really nice. Some of them came out really bad. I'm not saying
some
all
of them
were
were obviously filler.
I mean, I will say those are some of the best looking high res PS1 pre-rendered backgrounds I've seen.
Yeah,
right. They go for that aesthetic.
I missed Jade Cocoon.
What?
Jade Cocoon. It's a PS1 RPG.
Oh. And honestly, like, that sounded like I was being sarcastic, but no, like really though, they do look like really nice, gorgeous pre-rendered backgrounds that you would see like in a PS1 game.
I was being serious too. I miss Jade Cocoon. Why does no one else know what I'm talking about?
That's okay. No one ever remembers Legend of Legaia, and that's my favorite PS1 game.
Oh wow, that must suck.
I can't even like. Why has that never been re-released ever?
What is my favorite PS1 game?
Actually, wait. It's probably like okay. Never mind. Because I forgot MGS exists, and I probably like that more than any other PS1 game. But still, like I still really love Legend of Legaia. Nobody knows of it.
That is, you know what? That's a really hard. I can't make that decision.
Tecmo's deception, Dan. Let's just be honest.
I mean, Kagero is really fucking good, but so is Ape Escape and Crash Bandicoot 3.
Yeah, I'm like.
Dragon Seeds is also incredible, but
I don't respect Symphony of Night as being better than the other Igavanias, but it's probably still my favorite PlayStation 1 game.
See, when I think back on Symphony of the Night, I actually didn't dump time into that like I did Ape Escape or Crash Bandicoot 3. Yeah, I mean, I played it to completion, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I got the good ending, but not like the absolute best because it's like, you need to get a certain math percentage and it's slightly better. And I'm like, or I could just not care.
See, I never...
But I dumped hours into it to get that. And, maxed out the level of my sword familiar to use that and did all that junk.
Yep.
See,
I watched you do that.
I remember getting like the 100% completion, or not 100%, but I did get like the best ending in Symphony of Night, but that's only because I fucking glitched Galamoth and was able to beat him, which gave me enough map completion to get the best ending.
So, fun side story real quick. This is how intrinsically fundamentally incorrect, stupid / wrong Bob's brother is. So I convinced Bob that Symphony of the Night was a great game when it came out. I was like, this thing's fucking awesome. Like, trust me, like, it's the first good Castlevania in a while. It's nothing like the N64 games. His brother sees it and he's like, that looks like dumb Super NES shit.
Right. God.
And then even he came around on it hardcore.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah.
So
Yeah, that describes your brother to a T.
What are you talking about? He has fine taste in music, like the Mars Volta and Rage Against the Machine. It's not a very specific slice at all. He's not just an angry hipster.
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not.
Well, no. See, he existed before the hipster movement, so he is more hipster than hipster.
Yeah, he's a proto hipster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
So all these hipsters are just pale imitations of Bob's brother.
In between Doug's sister being a beatnik and the modern understanding of a hipster, Bob's brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the man owned an accordion. How fucking hipster is that?
And made chainmail.
And made chainmail.
And made weird wire figurines.
We are giving a very odd insight into Bob's family.
No, just one member.
I know.
For the sake of this slight detour, I thought it would be helpful. I think it's an amusing story. I feel bad we're telling it on WeeaBoots and not like a GigaBoots podcast, but that thing's dead.
Wait, the GigaBoots podcast still exists?
No, it's stuck in time. It's trapped.
We need to get it out of there, Dan.
We need to get the other members of GigaBoots to stay up until we get off from work.
Right?
That's why it's gone.
Lol. I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not. It's not gonna happen.
What's that guy?
We were gonna talk about the anime.
Yeah, the anime.
Right.
I think that, like, the characters, they do a lot of weird things with the hair where they shove these, like, little white squares and stuff in them, and in 3D it looks awful. But I've seen the designs in 2D, and I'm like, that looks really neat.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just a lot of the things that just don't transition to this style at all.
Oh yeah, I guess this is another thing I could talk about being Dan video games. So the frame rate of the animation changes depending on the scene, where it'll be full fluid 30, and then it'll just chug down to 12.
To
or
emulate
15.
that anime look
Yeah.
that they
Which
aren't
is-
doing at all.
Right,
Which is-
because they don't do any bend. Was it squash and stretch?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do any exaggerated animations.
And
they don't
and
break
no
the
motion
model.
blurs or anything.
Yeah, so it's like really stuttery garbage.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I
I
can't-
hate how it looks.
I can't believe the studio is still, like getting work.
It's almost like they're a cheap shit house.
Right? And Netflix, just keeps using
eats
them.
it up. Because apparently people who watch Netflix are just eating it up.
That's so sad, because it's like, man, if this got put was a real, like, or mainline anime studio, it could look really cool.
Yeah. Things I would prefer over this studio's work. Candidate for Goddess Pilot 2.
Bullshit, you would.
I watched that. I enjoyed that more than this movie.
Well, fair enough.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They have awful CG planes, but that's it. The animation's bad, but it still is animated.
Things happen.
I'd argue that last point.
Hey,
but-
whoa. Per 22-minute block.
Hey, at the end of each episode, that one guy would adjust his glasses with his middle finger every time.
Yep.
That would happen.
And the cat girl would be obnoxious.
Yeah,
was
it's fucking anime. Do we need to cover this every episode?
Well, there wasn't an obnoxious anime girl or cat girl in Blame, so clearly this isn't anime. So what the fuck are we doing reviewing it on our anime podcast, Dan?
Well, it's actually The Spirits Within 2. I
you tricked us, I knew it!
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up, unless you have more specific comments you two would like to make.
I would say, like, the character models, like, I do like the way the character models looked most of the time. Like, I like how the face is animated. I mean, they're not very expressive, but I do like, I do think they look nice. Mm-hmm. When the characters are in their little armored suits, I think that looks good. The big finale, like, set piece that happens when shit goes down in the movie, I thought that looked cool. But yeah, like, when people start dying, it's just like, I don't give a shit, because it's like, you haven't done a damn thing, movie, to make me connect with any of these people. Also, like I was saying during the movie, this movie desperately needed the Boom Boom satellites as the soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, many things can be improved by the Boom Boom satellites.
Yeah. Bob, what about you?
I think that I've said most of what I can about this movie. It's just
just fucking boring and jack
mean-
shit happens. And,
I mean, like I said, I legitimately enjoyed a lot of parts where it's just Keely doing super weird stuff and the universe being absolutely crazy, but then it's just constantly being dragged down by these villagers.
Right, and that's why I was saying, like, if it went for a Samurai Jack thing, it would go better, further in the direction you and I sort of like.
I can definitely agree with that because like if it didn't have like the human characters kind of confusing the plot unnecessarily. With
Well,
it's
supposed to
we
be
don't
the
trust the
intrigue
robots and
of-
stuff, but like calling the clearly robot girl scientist a human, it's just like, well, wait,
that's
what
supposed to
defines-
make you question what their definition of human is.
Yeah, and that
like
just,
that's supposed to be the intrigue of the universe. That's like the one thing this has.
I feel like the
like-
point of the villagers is to have like a through line that we the viewer are supposed to be going along with, and it's like, I don't care about that. That's just a super generic story about a village running out of food and trying to survive in this post-apocalyptic world,
which is every post-apocalyptic story. But what was it? Also, like the mere fact that the characters never seem to acknowledge the fact that there's anything weird about Kiri at all. Like the fact, like we see him
There's one
display
point.
like superhero.
There's one point they made a comment.
Yeah. When they're carrying him, it's like, man, this guy's heavy. It's like
there was also the part where he was unbelievably strong, and they were like, "Good God," or something like that.
yeah,
Right,
but like
they-
nobody ever makes the connection of like, is this guy even fucking human? Like nobody really like makes that connection. Like,
well,
'cause
they
everyone
have
else
that
seems-
system that's supposed
That
to
would have
warn
told them if it
right.
wasn't
Yeah.
human.
Which
they just
also-
So by their understanding of being human, he's human.
Which also fuck their stupid system because we find out one of the
Well,
members of this.
Yeah, let's not
yeah,
get
let's
into that.
but
Yeah,
I mean,
the whole point of all of this, Eon, is that you're supposed to question what their understanding of human means at
But
this
that's not like
point
they're
in
making any
history.
kind of grand philosophical statement about
No,
what is
it's
human.
not. It's not. It's a universe thing. It's like
It's a
this
stupid
far in the
universe
future.
thing.
No, it isn't. It's just literally not answering the question.
Then why the fuck would they fucking like present the question if they're not gonna answer it?
Because, well, okay. You're supposed to why do you need to know? What you need to
Because
just
it's
understand
confusing.
human to them is clearly far deviated from what we understand human to be. It's transhumanism. Like it's obviously things have been removed far enough where shit's weird. That's all that's happening here. It's not supposed to be some huge intrigue. It's not supposed to be answered. It's just the censor is supposed to catch non-humans, but he makes it through.
Yeah, but like whenever you're living in this post-apocalyptic world where machines are the enemies,
Yes.
and it's like, well, but we clearly have like this cyborg guy and this fully robotic girl, but they're okay, they're totally cool because they're not part of the safeguard. It's like, okay, but like, why do they get classified as humans? Like, I just wish like I got some kind of better understanding.
If you want to find out more, read the manga.
right?
Just pull the Cromartie move.
right.
Fuck you, Inuyasha season 1 or series 1.
Fucking all of it, just
Fuck
maybe
all of
fucking
Inuyasha. It was a terrible goddamn anime. I don't care if people love
Except
it.
for that one ending thing that's pretty good. The one that's like that
That was totally an Inuyasha.
Yeah, that was Inuyasha.
I feel like Inuyasha did have some good ending themes.
It
But,
did.
Yeah.
It did.
Probably
that's far.
I
That's
just
neither
can't-
here nor there.
I can't beatbox the ending theme that I really like from Inuyasha. Yeah.
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 In any case, Bob, who would you recommend this anime to?
I have a hard time recommending it. I really do.
I thought
really
you were going to
don't-
say I have a hard time recommending things, which
Oh,
actually
no.
Bosman did say on a recent podcast. He's
Yeah.
like, I really don't like recommendations, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Eddie.
Nani got it.
Like, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
part of me is like, this was really not a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it had a lot of problems, and it looks bad. Like, just the animation is awful.
Yeah.
But the universe is super weird. So
Yeah.
if you just want to see a super weird sci-fi universe and you're totally down for dealing with all this other junk, I guess go for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, go read the manga. It looks better.
Right. Like a billion times the manga seems like a much better choice on this because it gets rid of the worst part of this.
And now I'm like, do I want to read that manga or is it going to turn into this?
Either way, you can always stop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, always an option. Hail Xeon.
I honestly don't want to recommend this to anyone. I didn't enjoy.
Not even the 14-year-olds.
I mean, depending on how edgelordy you are. I mean, I like this is going to do with like 14-year-olds or whatever.
Do you want a Zelda that's rated M? Then maybe,
right?
Just maybe.
But yeah, like it's just if like people who are into like super edgelordy like bullshit, sure, fine, whatever. I didn't enjoy like a single part of this movie. There were parts I kind of thought were aesthetically cool. I never got into the character. Like Bob said, like, oh, it's like the super weird universe, but like I don't think it was weird enough for me to be interesting at any point. I was like, it's basically like Spirits Within all over again.
Yeah, well.
Like I didn't, because like Spirits Within at least had like to me like a more interesting universe. It was weirder and stupider. I feel, but it had like that whole Uncanny Valley CGI shit going on that was kind of groundbreaking for its time. Like this doesn't even have groundbreaking animation.
They didn't bankrupt a company over this.
Right.
I am not entertained.
I don't. I have a hard time. Like even, those uncanny faces are the worst. Like they're even worse than these awful faces that don't move.
And even though like something like Appleseed that came out over 10 years ago, I think like the animation may technically be worse. Like
I don't,
but it's still but honestly, I still feel that it's
Appleseed. I'm pretty sure has higher quality animation. than this.
Easily looks better and is technically
Well, like I'm saying though, like the character models and stuff. Like it doesn't look like with this. You might probably take like a screen cap and you might be able to confuse it for 2D animation. Because they really lean hard into trying to capture that. Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like they're like this movie leans way hard into trying to capture that 2D look, and it does it a lot better than the original Appleseed movie did.
I don't think the original Appleseed movie tried.
I feel like it was, but it just did. But CG wasn't there yet.
It really just had a cell shaded look and and was always running at high frame rate.
It did.
Yeah.
It was always running smooth.
I wouldn't count that.
So
whereas the lighting in this betrays it as being polygonal all the time. Like character models are lit in ways you would never draw them.
Like Kato,
or even light them if you were talented. Sorry.
Is another Kato's anime that's going this season. I've seen still frames with that. That looks like anime when it's just a still frame.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
It can actually fool me. Yeah. Whereas this, not once. We paused this movie several times watching it. Never saw it.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Yeah.
And I've seen parts of that anime you were talking about. And like no, seriously, it does a really good thing. If you can imagine, like how American polygonal studios do animated TV series where they have action poses, they sort of tween in between. It's that, but those action poses look like perfect fucking anime. Right. And the tween in between them is really small. So like it's just like he's looking slightly to the right and it looks fucking 2D, and then he looks a little bit to the left, and in that like 5-6 frames he's looking to the left. Maybe it doesn't quite look there, but the moment he finishes looking to the left, it's spot fucking on again, and it's just like, man, that's impressive.
And that's
meanwhile,
what?
Kato.
Huh? I'll check that out because that sounds pretty cool.
But whereas this, it's like,
but yeah, like fucking Appleseed that came out over 10 years ago, I think just is a more visually appealing film.
I mean, it is. No one's going to argue with
that. And that's really fucking sad.
It is sad. This,
right? I have to wonder
looks
how much,
bad.
I wonder how much Netflix is paying these guys.
Yeah, I
too fucking much, or either not enough. I don't know. It's one of those. They're definitely not getting the right amount of money.
I'm gonna go ahead and recommend this to people on Netflix who were upset that Sliders was taken off, and they just want to find some other way to ruin their lives.
You did it. You found the guy. It's you, though, so I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I feel like watching this myself, I would have stuck with it because of all the killy stuff. And that is the thing. Like, I really came out of this being like, oh, the villagers are maybe not in the early parts of the manga. I should go read the manga. Because I like this universe. I like the weirdness and the intrigue. I don't like the villagers.
Yeah, I mean, there's a potential for a much cooler movie here. And but Jesus Christ, it's just... But it's not that cooler movie. It isn't.
No, it's bad.
It's a goddamn flaming piece of shit.
WeeaBoots. We watch it so you don't have to.
I think he stole this or something.
Nope. I didn't. Hi, I'm Dan Video Games. I review anime so you don't have to. Well, we're reviewing another anime this week, and oh, it's crossover time. Hail Zeon, how did you get in my house?
I walked through the front door, Dan.
Whoa! Thanks for listening to this episode of WeeaBoots. Go check out our video game coverage on GigaBoots.com or on YouTube, and consider becoming a patron. Jay is Hail Zeon on YouTube, and our theme song is Android by Lukkash. Go check out more music by Lukkash at www.lukkash.com.
Summer Soul!
Next, WeeaBoots pick!
The Royal Tutor.
GigaBoots has been brought to you by the remarkable generosity of Nicholas Cameron and Vincent Pover. And Cywolf. Go to patreon.com/GigaBoots and support GigaBoots today.